Hi, I'm Akiko Hart. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the chief exec of NSUN, which is the National Survivor User Network, and I'm an NCVO member. I'm here on a call with Sarah Vibert, NCVO's newly appointed chief executive, to find out more about her plans for NCVO. So to start off with the obvious question, why did you want to be CEO at NCVO?
Hi, Akiko. I've spent pretty much my whole career working and volunteering in charities. As a result, I believe, and indeed I've seen firsthand, that voluntary organisations and volunteers have a critical role to play in creating a stronger, more connected and fairer society. This couldn't be more important than now as we seek to tackle urgent societal challenges like the pandemic, inequality, conflict and climate change. Voluntary organisations have always brought people together to address challenges like these, pushed us to think differently as a society, and given us hope for a better future. I see NCVO as having a unique role to play in enabling voluntary organisations and volunteers to thrive in these roles. And we've done this in different ways for over 100 years. I want to lead NCVO to ensure we continue to adapt and respond to the current and future challenges in society, to ensure our vital work has the greatest possible impact for the voluntary sector and volunteers, and in turn for the people and communities everywhere.
What is your vision for NCVO?
At the heart of my vision for NCVO is relationships. Firstly, enabling relationships between our 17,000 plus strong membership community. And I choose the word community deliberately because that is what a modern membership organisation should be. The people with the expertise about voluntary organisations are working and volunteering in NCVO member organisations. So our role is to create the spaces for them to come together, to share, learn from each other and collaborate for the benefit of the people and communities they serve. Secondly, is a relationship between NCVO and our members. NCVO's legitimacy comes from engagement with members. Membership should not simply be a transaction of money for training or support. It should be about people, not organisations. NCVO needs to continually gather insight from the people working and volunteering in member organisations, adapting our offer and response. Thirdly, is relationships with others who share the same vision as us for stronger, fairer, better connected communities. This includes local and national government, funders, infrastructure organisations such as our civil society group partners, and many others. And NCVO has a unique role in this ecosystem. We must show generous leadership, driving less, enabling more. We will take a front or back seat at different times, supporting where necessary and leading where it is right for our members and the sector. And finally, when I spoke to colleagues at NCVO about this vision, I also added a fourth set of relationships, and that is the relationship between NCVO colleagues. And I mention them here because the support we provide for our sector comes from the people who make up NCVO, and we must live our values of inclusion, openness and collaboration in everything we do, not just internally, but externally too, as well as being ambitious in our work to support, amplify and connect voluntary organisations and volunteers.
It's such an exciting vision. What is NCVO going to deliver for the sector under your leadership?
I'm hugely excited to build on the foundations the team and I have put in place over the last year to reinvent NCVO's relationship with members, staff and the wider voluntary sector. We've got a great strategy developed just over a year ago on the back of conversations with over 900 people across the sector. And my priorities as CEO align with and build on our three strategic areas: support, connect and amplify. So first and foremost, the NCVO team will remain focused on providing high quality support that is tailored to the changing needs of voluntary organisations. Most NCVO members are very small organisations and they tell us they join to get access to tools, information, training and other support, which helps with the day-to-day running of a charity. We know the wider economic climate is going to continue to be tough for voluntary organisations, so we will prioritise developing support on sustainable funding. But in parallel, how the voluntary sector responds to challenges such as net zero and ensuring diversity and inclusion is at the heart of how the sector works is important to us. I will also invest in our technology to make it easier to access support. I know from being a CEO of a small charity, the Neurological Alliance, that I didn't have time to put into finding support. It needed to be really easy. And secondly, building on my vision around relationships, the part of our work where the magic really happens is in connecting voluntary organisations. In a challenging funding environment, we're seeing more organisations put cause above brand and work together to deliver for people and communities. We're also providing forums for the people doing a tough job of running a charity to meet like-minded people, to share and to learn. And all the events that I speak at or chair, whether that's NCVO's member welcome events, to the roundtables that we run for the largest charity CEOs, I hear people say the same thing. I'm glad it's not just me. I also want us to have much more focus on the parts of the sector that we currently do not have in our membership and connect with them, and the voluntary organisations that are lacking the infrastructure support that they need. The third pillar of our work is amplifying the voice of voluntary organisations. I think NCVO has an important role in joining up national and local and ensuring that the strengths of both are brought to the table in delivering for communities. So from a local perspective, we'll continue to call for decision making around funding and design of services to be as close to communities as possible. And at the national level, NCVO will support the public and government facing work of members by clearing a path to ensure these audiences understand and value the role voluntary organisations and volunteers play.
Thank you so much. Finally, is there anything else you wanted to add about how you want to work with members?
I've set out my vision and the things I want to prioritise, and this is based on what I've heard over the last 2 and a bit years working alongside NCVO members and sector partners, and also what I've learned and experienced working and volunteering in small and large voluntary organisations. But above all, I want NCVO to be approachable, to be relevant and to be trusted, but also for NCVO to be respected for the leadership and convening role we play, for the quality of our support and for the depth of engagement that we'll have with our members and partners. We will be a learning organisation that continues to adapt to changes in the sector and wider society. And my message to members and people in the sector who are listening to this is that I'd love to hear what you think and what else you'd like to see from NCVO. So please do get in touch. Thank you so much, Akiko. It's been great talking to you.
It's been lovely talking to you as well, Sarah. I'm so excited by this really fresh and exciting vision and just really looking forward to working with you and others on this.